button would be loading here. So some of these ticks are actually for the implementation level, the implementation engineers to handle it. But let me simply show you how do you add a new location. Just click on the add sign here, just like in any other configuration forms. Just put your code for that location and just put the code name here. So then by default, it will be adding the location. So, and also you can create a location hierarchy where your parent location would be your top level location. Then under that, if you have multiple other locations, you can go ahead and make it the child location. So, so therefore, you have the location hierarchy as well. Okay, so now we have created the locations, and let's look at how do we raise a goods received note. In the goods received note, now you will be following your best practices. For an example, now you have raised a purchase requisition, and from that purchase requisition, you have raised a purchase order. So what we'll be doing is we'll be picking that purchase order here from the get from purchase order. So automatically all your purchase orders would be loading here. Just double click on it, and then your purchase order will be automatically converted into a goods received note. And if you want to do any editing, just click on the edit button, and you can do all the editing here, where if you want to add certain items or even delete certain items, you can do it from this place. However, you have few additional information. So because at this point only system will automatically pass the relevant entries, the double entries. So where how your inventory and other suppliers and everything will get updated. So in that case, you need to select the purchase account. And if you are running a project, so you have to select that particular project right throughout the application. So you can just select project, whatever the project that you have created here. Then you select the supplier and you put the exchange rate, and you pretty much go ahead and save it. So that is in very briefly, I have shown you the goods received note. So now we have pretty much actually covered the entire procurement process, and inputting all these items to the inventory as well, and informing the accounting. So you don't have to worry about any of that. All those things will be automatically happening in the background of this application. So you don't have to pass any manual entries. It will be automatic. Okay, so now we have looked at the inventory. So let's move on to the sales process. Sales, we would like to see, just for a change, I'm going to go from this menu now. So I have been using this quick search button all the time. So just to show you how this also works, so I would like to go through this. So you will select sales order. So again, you can start from quotation to sales order, from sales order to invoicing. So let me show you quickly a sales order. Yeah, you can actually convert a sales order to a inventory within few clicks, not the inventory invoice within few clicks. So in the sales order, you have the project, again, account number, account name, the address, sales rep, delivery address. So many other additional information here, if you can see it around here, and also the location and the currency. If you are selling it in dollars or whatever the other currency that related to your sale. So you can enable the multi-currency option, and then you can use it here. So once you have done all the sales order part, you can select the items here, the number of units, quantity, just like in the any other form that I have shown you. Then add to grid. Then you pretty much go ahead and save it. So that's a sales order. Then let's create an invoice out of this sales order. In the invoice, also you will follow pretty much the same process. And here, what you have to do is get from sales order, and you just click this option automatically. Again, even in the I have shown you in the procurement process, automatically it loads up to the relevant form. So from here, if you say get from sales order, and you just select the sales order, particular sales order here, double click on it, then automatically it will be loading here. So you're pretty much converting a sales order into an invoice quickly. And here you have to select the customer, then the sales account. Those are here the star marks. Those are the mandatory fields. And this is actually from configurations. You can make any of these fields as mandatory. If you want to remove it, you can remove it as well. And quickly, if you want to add a new client from here or into your chart of accounts, you just click on here, and with few clicks, you can actually create a new customer as well. That means the new data in your chart of accounts, which will be adding on to your chart of accounts. So just click on that and create a new client. And then automatically everything will be filled under here. Then you just select any editing that you need to do. Again, the editing button you can click, and you can do all the editing part. Then once the editing has been done, you just have to go ahead and save it. So we have briefly covered the sales part of it. Let's move on to the account side. So in our accounts, you can have multiple business units, and you can take consolidated unit reports for those multiple business units. So you can handle your payments, receipts, journal entries, and set-offs, everything actually through the financial management. So first of all, let me show you quickly a payment, which is very similar to payment, and receipts are pretty much the same. Whatever the accounts that you'll be selecting, debiting and crediting accounts will be different. So let's go and make a payment. Great. So here, again, the voucher number, transaction date, all the relevant data is here. And you pretty much, if you are making a payment, you credit your bank or cash account here. So you have already set up all these cash and bank accounts in your chart of accounts. Then whatever the debiting account, that would be your supplier. So it's a matter of selecting your debit and credit and putting the payment mode, whether if it's a cash, check, credit card, or a fund transfer. If it's a check, if it's a post-dated check, according to Sri Lankan standards, you can select the check date and everything, etc. You can select it. Then you can go ahead and make the payment from this form. Same way with the receipts. Let's go here. Let's click on the payment receipt here. So you will be pretty much following the same layout here. Again, your debiting and the crediting would be quite different. So you might select your account to be debited, your bank account, or then you might credit your debtor or your customer. So likewise, you can receive payments. Again, the same other fields will be also be applicable. If it's a what sort of payment mode, if the client is paying with a fund transfer, or if it's a credit card, check, cash. So you can select the payment mode from here as well. So that's quickly payment and the receipts. So let's look at the journal entry. In case if you want to pass a journal entry through via the system. So journal entry, as you all know, if you're familiar with accounting, you just select the amount and you just select the debit, whatever the account that should be debited and whatever the account should be credited. And also here you can each debit to credit amounts or each and every transaction. You can put a description here saying why this is being debited or why this has been credited in this area. So again, you can select your project, business unit. If you are making this journal entry for a certain task, then that also can be actually captured, especially when you're in the construction arena. And if you're running a construction business, then these task-wise passing journal entries would be very important as well. So then finally, let me show you the setup. So this is where once you have make a payment or once you have received a payment, especially in a scenario like say you make a payment with a single check for two different invoices with a single supplier. So again, a single check payment that you'll be doing for a single supplier, but for two invoices that you have received from those two suppliers. So here, this is where you do the set off part. Say for an example, you select the customer or the supplier. So all the supply invoices uh, and payment details, everything would appear here. You can pretty much actually go ahead and select the payment against a certain invoice or a certain GRN. In this case, it's a GRN. So payments against the GRN. So it could be a one payment, as I said, two GRNs. So you can select those two GRNs, and then you can just put the set of amounts here as well. So once you have done this part, system will automatically capture and it will update you on for this particular payment you have made for these two GRNs or purchase invoices. So that way you can do the set of part as well. So that was a quick overview of our financial module. I have shown you quite a few features that, but there are many more features that we can show you like import costing and etc. So it would be, we have covered the payments, receipts, journal entries, and set-offs. So let's quickly go into the project management. So here in this case, let me go through the menu so that it will be much more, you can see clearly. Okay, great. So in this, we have the project Gantt charts. You can create your own Gantt chart instead of creating all your information on your, I would say, on your Microsoft projects. You don't have to do that on this. You can use the ERP Gantt chart tool to create your own Gantt chart, as well as you can, whatever the changes that you will be doing on the Gantt chart, automatically it will be updating your rest of the application details as well. So select, let's look at a Gantt chart quickly. So here you have to select the project. So let me put demo. So so as you can see,